Well, here we are again today, folks. I'm having a very, very difficult time to get where I want to go in 10-minute excerpts. You can hardly say enough in 10 minutes to get to where you want to be. Now, in this psalm that we were looking at this morning, Psalm 65, we're backing up. We're going somewhere. We're going back to Psalm 63, but we're starting out in the middle of the hill, and we're backing up and show you how to get to this hill so that you can be what we're talking about. We're going to find how to be there starting back earlier in the Psalms. But this is one of the things we're going to look at this morning. Some of the acts of God. God showed us acts, and he still is acting today. Just like I'm saying, now you want to be a river of water, you got to be clean water first. That snow God put on top of that mountain is clean, fresh water. Do you know that the further up the mountain you go, the cleaner the water is? You down at the bottom of the mountain, sometimes the water gets dirtied up or muddied up or gets things in it that you wouldn't want to drink of that water right down there. Very quickly. You need to sift it, strain it, get the impurities out of it before you drink it. Today in this world, we have churches that are supposed to be living water, even have the name on them, say living water. But you have to be careful how you drink from that church, how you drink from what that pastor says. If he's not in this book, the King James Version, he may be over somewhere in left field, and the water that's in his brook has been muddied up, and you need to clean it up. How do you clean it up? Get in this book yourself. You got to get. You don't take Brother Peter's word for everything I say. Get in the book and prove it. Back it up. If I ever say something in here and you feel like that you took this Bible and you searched it out and you find that I'm in error, you let me know, and I'll search it out again and see where the error is. And if it's there, I definitely will apologize to you and anybody else that I've said anything in error. But if I say it in error, it'll be through ignorance that I didn't study far enough. It stands to reason that the longer you're saved, the more you study, the more you grow, the more you begin to see that some of the things, the way you believe them, have changed over the years. And now you see further and deeper, and now you know how to believe. It's like the first garden you ever planted. You planted corn. You didn't know how to plant corn. You didn't know corn needed water. You didn't know the pH of the soil, what corn needed to grow. So you stuck a stalk of corn out here in the red mud, or out here in the crevice of a rock, and it didn't do very well. It came up and even tasseled out, but where were the ears? Where's the fruit? Where is what it needs? It's not there. Why isn't it there? You didn't put it in the right soil. You want to put some corn in the right soil. You want to do some things in your life. This is the soil. You put it in. Your corn will yield good corn, good seed, and that seed will go in the ground. It will come back out, and it will yield good seed. What is that seed? That seed's another ear of corn. Another piece of corn, just like you are. If you're a good ear of corn, if you're seed corn, then you'll grow corn, you'll grow seeds. We must, even if it's only one a month, or one every now and then, or two a year, or even one a year, one soul a year, we must take that seed, we must cultivate it, we must make it grow, and then we have a duty. We have a duty after we win a soul. We have a duty to work with that soul. Are you working with somebody? Are you helping somebody? Are you a direct help on a daily basis to one individual? You need to get there the way you can. Do you know what would happen to you if you did that? You got to walk circumspectly to God yourself. Now, I've been doing these Bible excerpts, and God's gave me a picture that blesses me, that my wife and I, in a big sense of the word, most all the time, we're on the same page. I could sit here and I can talk in this machine. I can take my Bible. My wife can walk around behind me. She can do dishes. She can do things. And we're on the same page. I'm not intimidated by my wife being behind me. You know what that says to me? That says, Brother Peter, in that area of your life, you're not hypocritical. If you could not do this openly and freely with your wife walking around, you could find yourself being hypocritical in your own family. And my wife doesn't have to say, who is that man in there talking? She said, I know who that man is. That's my husband, and he loves the Lord, and he's going to follow the Lord. In spite of the fact whether I'm walking around or not, he's going to follow the Lord. He's going to do what he does, whether I'm here or not. And it doesn't matter to him because I don't have anything to hide from her. We can pray together. We can laugh together. We can read the Bible together. And by the way, I was here this morning early, 5 o'clock. My wife was sitting in a chair over there doing her daily Bible reading, 5 o'clock every morning. Who's in charge? Who's responsible for her Christian life? I'm responsible to be the leader and to show the way, but she's responsible to do her part. And she's always got up every morning for years and got up 5 o'clock, sit down with that Bible and do her Bible reading for the day. And when somebody says something about the Bible, you know what? She knows whether it's right or wrong. How does she know? She knows what the real thing is. How does she know what the real thing is? She gets in it. My wife's been a nursery worker in our particular church for about 28 years. She probably has had less preaching or less church than the average person who's a Christian ever gets. Yet she's a very, very, very spiritual lady. And how does she get that way? She keeps herself that way. And if you're going to be spiritual, you've got to keep yourself that way too. How do you do that? You do it by this book. How do you grow? You grow by this book. I would say to you today, if you are a young Christian, if you have not been saved long, get in the book. Stay in the book. Get more of the book than you do the television. Get more of the book than you do the radio. Get more of the book than you do conversation that's not productive. When you're talking on the telephone and you're gossiping and your tongue's running a mile an hour and 100 miles an hour and you're saying something that has really, you want to know the truth? It turns out to be gossip. Well, hang the phone up. Tell that person this. You know what I think I'll do today? I think I'll get in the Bible and do some Bible study. You might trigger them to do the same thing. So, anyway, the Bible's the book to get in. I wanted to talk today about Psalm 65. But to get there, I got to have your attention. That means that this excerpt that you're looking at right now is going to be called, I reckon, the way. The way to get to Psalm 65 is to get in the book. Now, we were talking about the ecosystem of the world, which is the fresh water coming down from the top of the mountain. I want to ask you today, are you the snow of God? Are you melting in your area and running down the mountain so people will say, if I need a good drink of fresh, clean water, I can go over there to Brother Peter's and he's going to give me the answer I need, and I can drink water out of that stream without straining it, without worrying about it, and know that it's good, clean water. I have many preachers in my life, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 preachers that I can put on right now. And out of those 10, 7 of them are in heaven. And I can put their tapes on or their disc on or whatever, read their books, and I do not have to worry about straining that water. I know the water that they got's pure, came out of this book, and I know with this book and seeing those men, how they live in today's world, that I can say to you people who have not got saved yet, get saved. Find some good people to follow. Get on WOAK.com, LaGrange, good radio station. Listen to it on a daily basis, 24 hours a day, and you don't have